Hey, yo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox postgame show presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Chicago in the West Loop studios of the CHGO studios. The Sox lose in the 10th inning 4-3 to the Minnesota Twins. Actually, it wasn't even 4-3, Herb, because there was 2 guys on when Byron Buxton unloaded a 469-foot walk-off home run to beat the White Sox 6-4. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. That's Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Herb Lawrence, at Ecknerwall23. It's not at Herb Lawrence. It's at Ecknerwall23.
Some jerk took that before I got a chance.
That's Lawrence backwards, and then 23 for Robin Ventura. He's not playing for the Sox, is he?
He is not. He was a good manager. Well, actually, wasn't a good manager.
No,
he was a
he
manager
wasn't.
for the White Sox until he had to resign. But, I would want him in the dugout today.
This is a fair response
Jesus
from
Christ.
Derek Lee. Not that Derek Lee. Burn it all down from Rex Smith. Bulls lose, White Sox lose, day sucks, week sucks. And embarrassing after so many of years of the rebuilding this team that this is the BS we get from Hector Gonzalez. Herb, let's talk about the BS that we got. The White Sox have now lost not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 straight games. The first 7 game losing streak for the White Sox since 2019, July of 2019. Herb, how you feeling?
Pissed. I mean, Steven Nicholas, our producer today, the time before where Byron Buxton came up, what inning was that? Was that the 8th or 9th inning?
It was the 8th.
8th inning. Steven says, think we should walk him here? I'm like, I never thought about that. It's like, yes, walk him right there. It's a good time to walk Byron Buxton. Go to Luis Arias. They wasted 7 pitches on trying to battle him, and then eventually he walked in that inning, and then Luis Arias came up with a ground ball to end the inning. Again, first and second to start that Byron Buxton at bat. Then you have that wild pitch. The fuck are we doing? The fuck are we... Put that man on first base. His run doesn't count, but he can surely make it hurt. And he made that hurt as much as possible as he wanted to. Put him on first base. Take your chances with Luis Arias. I know he gets on base, and he hits singles, and he's tough to double up. Take your chances. Roll dice on Luis Arias instead of the MVP candidate in Byron Buxton. How many times do you need people like Jose Ramirez and Byron Buxton to show you that they're really goddamn good? Get beat once in a while by a Luis Arias. I'm tired of this. Like, if I, regular motherfucker Herb Lawrence, I'm sorry I'm swearing. Today is a swearing day. If you got kids around, sorry, let them learn these words. Regular ass Herb Lawrence knows that you don't pitch to that man, then you should know that. Either the managers are falling asleep, and also Liam Hendricks. What is that? Who is that guy? The guy who showed up last year is not here. He's not here yet. And the fact that they didn't use him for almost a whole week, indictment on the pitching coach, indictment on the manager. This team is fucked. What they're doing is below the level of what they are. This is what you get when you don't go out and go for the jugular in the offseason. This is what you get. A 6-9 team, lackluster, that you're not proud to be a fan of right now. These guys are not going out and giving maximum effort. They're losing games to the Minnesota Twins. I don't give a goddamn if they're supposed to be good. I don't care if Byron Buxton is great. Stop letting him beat you. Let's win some goddamn games.
Herb, I was against you every time he came up, and you said walk Byron Buxton, walk him.
Walk him all the time. If you can. If you got Lucas Chialito stuff and you're striking him out 3 times, God bless. Do it.
I don't understand.
But there was nobody on base those times when he faced him.
I don't understand how you don't learn after the 7th inning. You walk Godoy, and then he hits a home run off Bummer. He showed you in the 7th inning to make it a 3-3 game exactly who he was. And I mean, I didn't say, walk him in the next time he was up in the 8th, but At that point, you're absolutely right. The White Sox should have walked him. There was no reason for them to walk him, and there was no reason for Liam Hendriks not to be visited on that mound. I disagree with you that I think time is now time to press the panic mode, and the Liam Hendriks that was here last year wasn't here before. He had his struggles early in the year last year as well, and also he was injured. We clearly saw that there was a pitch he threw. I think it was the second pitch that he threw in the 10th inning. He missed just a little bit low out of the zone. He jumps off of the mound a little bit, hops up off the mound, looks like he tweaked something, and then after he jumps up, Grandal throws the ball. The return throw from catcher to the pitcher is across his body, so then he has to reach over, and it looks like he grimaces even more. So I think that Hendriks was injured, and not at any point did Tony La Russa, Ethan Katz, or the trainer go out to visit Liam Hendriks.
Yeah,
in that 10th
they got
inning.
on the top step, and then Liam kind of shoot him away. But go and see what he's about. Make him throw a couple pitches, because obviously he was hurt.
Yeah,
he walked the ninth hitter,
Godoy, who they did twice, and Buxton drove him in both times with a big blast. And the thing with Hendriks, too, is the fastball was looking fine. Like, he was able to get velocity on it. He was up to 98. The pitch that Buxton hit was 96. The velocity for Hendriks was fine. The location was fine. He can't locate his secondary pitches right now. He is a fastball pitcher. And you know what Byron Buxton has proven all season long? Do you know what he proved in the bottom of the 7th? Is that he's a fastball hitter. He took an opposite field, or opposite a sinker on the outside of the zone off Aaron Bummer and hit a home run. I want to go to this stat right here, not this one, the one about home runs off of Aaron Bummer. Do you have that one, Steven? I'm sorry. Thank you. This is from Twin Fanatic, I think it is. I don't know if you could see the handle right there, Steven. I can't.
Tom Froming.
Aaron Bummer had only given up 12 home runs in 192 career innings coming in today. He never gave up one to the opposite field to a right-handed hitter as Byron Buxton shot today. If you look on YouTube right now, you could see there's 2 dots going down the right field line. One of those is a left-handed hitter. The other one is Byron Buxton. People don't do this to Aaron Bummer. People don't do this. This is just ungodly stuff. The White Sox have not seen a ton of Byron Buxton in his career due to injuries. You saw him today. That's 2 home runs off 2 bad men in 2 stupid decisions to pitch to him. Herb, I'm with you on it. We should walk Jose Ramirez 16 times, and we should walk Byron Buxton 16 times. I mean, it's absurd.
Yeah, and I see the people commenting, it's like, well, last year we started out slow. Last year we're this. Do you, as a fan, want the results of last year? What happened last year where the Houston Astros humiliated your favorite team? No? Let's stop bringing up last year. Who cares about last year? It doesn't matter. They're playing poorly this year, right now. And, you can lose games, and the White Sox could lose games because that other team is better than them. Do you truly believe the Cleveland Guardians and the Minnesota Twins are that much better than the White Sox? No? Then you should be disappointed no matter what. Early part of the season, these games count just like the ones in October. So if this was in October, you'll be apoplectic like I am. You should get there right now because they're losing games because of them. They're not losing games because of the other team. That is a sign of not of a championship team, which we thought they would be this year. That's a sign of a weak team. Very weak team. They're beating themselves constantly.
And let's talk about how they beat themselves constantly. Today, they got off to a fast start. You said TA should take some pitches. First pitch he sees, he hits a home run. They start off 1-0. You like to see that from TA to start.
Yeah, it was good. It was an enjoyable time that he, didn't get out of what he is. You said it on the pregame, like, yeah, I don't think he should do that. I think he should be TA, and you were right about that. TA started off the game like he should. His 14th career opening of a game home run. He's only behind Ray Durham, I think, who had 20
in White Sox history.
In White Sox history, so he'll catch him eventually if TA keeps on going like he does. It's a great start. Good job of sparking the offense. You even said over 1 run in the first inning. Look at this man over here with all the betting angles for you too. CHGO bets too. You should find that show and watch it.
Yeah, don't take my advice mostly because I've lost a lot of money. But sometimes sometimes a blind squirrel finds a nut. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It was nice to see. I really liked their approach against Chris Archer. They got to Chris Archer very soon, very often. They had 4 hits in the first inning, over 90 miles per hour exit velocity. The White Sox still were squaring up balls, were still hitting the ball hard today, but it just felt like they still weren't able to get that momentum. And the only time they had true momentum in this game was the top of the third. TA got on base with a single, Pollock struck out, but then TA stole second. Abreu walked, Sheets walked, bases loaded, Andrew Vaughn's up, laces one into left field. Trevor Larnach picks up the ball, TA scores. Play at the plate. Larnach throws this beautiful throw, one bounce right near the pitcher's mound, bounces one hop to Godoy, the catcher, tags out Abreu right at the plate. That is the 6th time now in Major League in the major leagues right now. That is a league leading, 6-runner thrown out at home this season for the White Sox. So the White Sox get out to a 2-0 lead
and
because of Vaughn.
And thank you to Casey Boguslaw for that.
And thank you to Casey Boguslaw. Go check out his Barrels report that he has. It's a great newsletter. You can get it sent to your email every day. But Casey with that stat right there, 6th runner thrown out at home right there. That could have been, possibly a reason they don't go to extras right there if the White Sox keep the bases loaded and don't send Abreu home. What do you think about the decision by McEwing?
The sin was bad. I'm tired, and then people would say the excuse, well, it's 2 outs and Lurie's up next, so you really don't want to have him. It's like, why is he in the lineup then? Get him out of the lineup if you don't want him up.
Injuries. He's in the lineup because of injuries. I don't want to be too critical there.
I mean, give me Jake Berger. I don't care.
Danny Mendick at second, Jake Berger at
Give
third.
me somebody else.
Done.
If you don't trust the guy, and that's part of your calculus as Joe McEwing, get me that guy out. Get that guy out of the game. Secondly, I'm tired of people saying, well, it took a perfect throw to get him out. This is the second goddamn time I've seen the Stephen Kwan throw. Mm-hmm. It took a perfect throw to get him out, and he was out by plenty. Took a perfect throw. It didn't take a perfect throw. The man was out by 5 feet. Come on now. Like, sometimes you have to say, this is a slower runner. I don't care. Let's see if Luis Garcia can come through. What is going to happen with Jose Abreu? Like, he's a slow runner. You need a off throw for him to be safe.
Right.
Now, if he would have been safe no matter what, send him. If you feel like Jose Abreu's got enough speed to get home better than Trevor Larnach's throw, God bless. Send him home. But he was out by at least 5 feet. I'm tired of bad sins, especially when we're struggling to score runs. Let's just chill out and not try to force the issue. Let's see if we can have the bases loaded. The next batter, pitcher's still on the ropes.
Right.
Can we still try to have Lurie come through? He's paid 3 years, $16 million to come through. Let's give him a bat and see what he can do.
The Sox were top 5 last year getting thrown out at the plate as well. So, I mean, this is not like an issue that has been consistent. I mean, this is a problem that has been consistent. The White Sox are very aggressive. The White Sox get thrown out at home. But I agree with you, honestly. It does take a perfect throw. And Godoy is a very new catcher, new to Minnesota. I don't really think Larnach has this, very herald arm. It was a perfect throw.
Yeah. So they probably doesn't have a great arm, but it was right there.
Yeah, it was a fantastic throw. And I just think that, you're right. Archer was losing his stuff. He's a 2-pitch pitcher. The White Sox were killing his fastball left and right. Vaughn just did it, and he already had 3 walks, Archer. And then the guy that they bring in, Winder, it was a guy that, the White Sox hit around as well. They got 3 hits off of him, just like they got 3 hits off of Archer. The White Sox, I think, were too aggressive in that position. And the White Sox, if they weren't that aggressive, what does Leury do? I mean, again, you're trusting him in the lineup. You're trusting him to bat third and second. 2 positions, I don't know if you guys know this, I don't know if you guys heard about this, those are usually the positions where you want your guys who drive in runs. So at some point, he was good enough to drive in runs, not only like 3 days ago, but now we have to be aggressive sending Jose Abreu, who is one of the slowest runners on the White Sox, fairly quick for his age, but still one of the slower runners on the White Sox, home. I just don't get it. Maybe if that throws from right field, it's a little bit tougher, it's a little bit longer, it's a little bit farther. It's from left field. I mean, there's a reason you put your worst throwing outfielder in left field, because it's an easier throw to make. Larnach made an easier throw, look perfect, and they gunned him out. And the White Sox might not have had to rely on Liam Hendriks in the 10th inning. They could have just used him for 1 inning, and he was perfectly fine for 1 inning. Yet the White Sox go out of the 3rd inning only leading 2-0.
And that comment by Adam, you shouldn't just be relying on players to make mistakes in order for you to score. 100% Adam right there. 100%. And if you go back and watch the replay, Jose Abreu cuts those bases perfectly. Mm-hmm. So he executed it perfectly and still was thrown out. So he had optimal cut on that third base, and he had no lag, had no like big tube type loop going around third like you see some people have. He cut it perfectly, came right down the line, and was out by plenty. So, yeah, there's too much of that on the White Sox, hoping other people mess up for them to get better. As I always say, it's an old saying, no need to blow out other people's candles for you to shine. Your candle will shine brighter. Just build your own candle up.
And Leary, the first time he saw Archer, 95 miles per off the bat. So it's like, he was able to square it up decently the first time he saw Archer. So I don't understand it. Let's talk about this before we talk about Lucas Giolito's fantastic day. Awesome. We have some people talking about TLR in the comment. Is TLR the worst manager in baseball right now? I think so. Saw someone else say, should we fire Tony La Russa right now or make him walk? What's up with Tony? I think he needs a drink. So people taking some low shots here. Herb, what do you think about Tony's managerial decisions here? This one's from Danny Matheson. TLR has to go. Wake up, Jerry. Hell, wake up, TLR. This is going to be a nightmare season. Thanks for the rebuild. Jagbacks.
I usually say managers don't matter that much in wins and losses. And when they do, it's because of little things, like maybe walking the best player on their team. Especially, get this, Carlos Correa didn't play the whole game. So their best player unquestionably today was Byron Buxton. You saw him strike out 3 times. That's because Lucas was filthy. Then you kind of got cocky. You're like, oh, okay, we could throw Aaron Bummer out here. Crack, home run. Oh, no, we got first base open and extras. We got the lead. F this bum, Byron Buxton. Here's a fastball. And there it went, 469 feet. Murdered. I'm actually glad he hit that home run. It hopefully has impetus for the people, Rick Hahn, Kenny Williams, Jeremy Haber, or Jerry Reinson himself to get on, to move on and do something right about this team. Just strategy. If I know this strategy, a regular layperson, you should know this. You should already been thinking about this. And I'm sure people in Minnesota, the reporters are asking them. I'm sure James Fegan is saying, hey, Tony, any thought about walking Byron Buxton there in the 10th? And Tony, well, just put bases loaded. It's a different thing. I don't have the official quote, but I'm sure he's going to say something like that. And we got a super chat. Is that a first super chat?
That's a first super chat.
Let's go!
From Stupid Donkey.
Cha-ching!
Hi, Stupid Donkey.
Money.
He's super chatting, say, IDK, but I think it's time for a rebuild. Here's the one thing that I think that we need to remind ourselves, and this was shown on the broadcast today. Since 2021, Tony La Russa has only had 10 games where Jose Abreu, Yohan Moncada, Yasmani Grandal, Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, and Tim Anderson are in the same lineup. Those 6, pretty important to the White Sox, have only played in 10 games together since 2021. I'm not here to defend Tony La Russa right now. I'm not here to defend what we've seen over the past 7 games. But we do have to take into just consideration the fact that the White Sox haven't had the full Death Star lineup. So I do think that we haven't seen
never
the
gonna
best
have
of
the
the
full,
best Sox.
Full Death Star lineup.
No, I know.
They continue to get hurt.
But we're talking about rebuilding right now. If we can look at this rebuild, we have just seen that part of the reason that this rebuild has failed or hasn't reached the expectations that fans want so far is because of injuries. You can just say that you've only played 10 guys with your big 6.
But I don't give them an excuse. Get better players. Get better depth.
They're good players. They're all hurt. That's my point. That's all my point. It's not an excuse. This is not what the White Sox need right now.
At the end of the year, when Rick Hahn comes up to the mic, well, we had blah, blah, blah players. I'm like, yeah, God, yes. But also, they're injury prone. Eloy is injury prone. I don't know if you want to admit that to yourself. He's injury prone.
He's clumsy.
So that is a thing. I'm not going to count on him to post 150 games every season because it doesn't happen. It's foolish to think that he's going to play every game from here on out. Luis Robert didn't play this series. Why? Hurts. Yohan Moncada didn't play this series. Why? Hurts. These things are going to happen. So it's up to the team, Rick Hahn, Kenny Williams, Jeremy Haber, to solidify the roster because you can't go from great player to falling off the table for his replacement because you know these people are going to be hurt. You 100% know these people are going to be hurt. So you need to solidify the team. And if you don't like the Danny Mendicks or the Larry Garcias of the world, that's on you, Rick Hahn. When your starters inevitably get hurt, you have to fortify this lineup to make sure that the team still goes forward.
Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong with that. I mean, you can look right now. They have the worst farm system. There's no help coming. This is the team. You have to be healthy for this team to work. That's my point too, and that's an indictment on Rick Hahn, is the fact that there is no depth to call up if Leary is struggling, if Danny Mendick is struggling, or whomever it may be. If the bullpen pieces aren't working out the way that you thought, I know Kyle Crick has struggled with command so far. People are ready to kick Hendricks and Pummer off the team. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far, but it is something that I think when you look back after this season and you look back how the 3 seasons have gone, if the White Sox, their biggest thing is, well, injuries are what have held us back. That's an indictment there on Rick Hahn. And I'm just saying that, is this on Tony La Russa? No, this is not on all Tony La Russa. I think that he should have went out and visited his closer, who was clearly hurt, in the 10th. I think that's what he should have done. I think the management of the lineup, having Leary bat third and having Leary bat second, that's poor management right there. Absolutely. Those signs are clear. But this rebuild, right? This rebuild hasn't failed because of Tony La Russa. This rebuild was already starting well before Tony was a part of this in 2019 and 2020.
And Adam, again, with another quality comment. The only position you're getting 150 games is from first base, and yet your 2 best depth players are first basemen, and Vaughn and Sheets.
No, it's a fantastic point. I mean, it's a great point. I mean, and now you're trying to put those guys in right and left field, and those adventures aren't working out. Those guys aren't left and right fielders. So you think you have depth at other positions because, we can put them there, but truly it's not real depth. Adam Engel is the only depth outfielder right now, and Andrew Vaughn and Gavin Sheets just happen to have gloves. That's what really separates them and true depth that you see from the Dodgers, from Tampa, from New York, whatever, Houston. Like, that's real depth right there. You lose $100 million shortstop in Carlos Correa, and you have a top 100 prospect to back him up. I mean, that's depth right there. I'm frustrated by all of this, and then I don't know. Joe Kelly's desperately needed. Crochet is hurt, and he's out for the entire season. Like, I don't know, Herb. It's a long season, and that's the biggest thing that people keep saying is they don't want to hear that right now. It's a long season. You'll lose 60. You'll win 60. But right now, that's the only solace I can take, is that it's a long season, is the fact that the White Sox can't play this bad in another 17 or 15 games.
I know it's hard to recall all the 9 losses, but think about them. If we lose 60, we win 60, and then it's up to you to do what you can do in the middle games. How many of those 9 losses are in those middle games? Are in those 42 that you have hanging on the balance and you can win or lose? I think at least 8 of those things are in that category where you were losing or that you can win or lose.
So you're talking about non-blowouts, right?
Yeah.
So 5-4 was their first loss. Liam Hendricks blows the save, walk-off. Javi Baez blasts the double. 5-1 against Seattle. The bats didn't show up, so I would say that's one of the 60 losses.
Yes.
9-3, you get blown out by 6. The bats don't show up again. 11-1, I would say that's in the 60 losses right there. So that's 3 in the 60 losses, 1 in the 60 losses, 3 in the 42.
Yeah.
Okay. 2-1, so that's in the 60. 6-3, that's in the 42. 2-1, that's in the 60. 9-2, that's in the other. 6-4, that's in the 60. So I think that's 4 in the 60, right?
Yeah, 4 in the 60.
Or 4 in the 42. I'm sorry, 4 in the 42.
So you lost 4 games. And how many have you won? How many have you snatched victory out of the jaws of defeat? Like, all those wins were pretty much solidified, right? We didn't come back.
Yeah, the ones that were 3-2 were all saved by Hendricks.
Yeah. So you were going to win them. I mean, they're tight, but you won them. I mean, these losses are just so frustrating. They're irritating because you had a 3-1 lead. You were cruising. You put your bullpen in, which is supposed to be your feature. Yeah. It's supposed to be the part where you're fine. You got Bummer, you got Graveman, you got Hendricks. You're smooth. Game's over. No, sir. No, sir at all. I know it's early, and I know you guys are telling me to calm down. Some of you. But losing games like this, where you pretty much put that, well, at least I did. I put that in the left column. I put that in the win column, especially how they were hitting. They finally got 4 runs. I know that was the extra inning one, but you execute. You get 0-2 pitch to Yasmani, and he comes through with a double to score the go-ahead run. You're like, okay, here we go. It's been a bad day already. All we got to have is our closer come in the game versus 8-9-1, and get some outs. If Buxton gets a hit after you get the first 2 out, tip the cap. We're tied. We're going to the 11th. But no, absolutely not.
We haven't even talked about Lucas Chialito's fantastic day. We haven't talked about really why the White Sox have lost. Because, 6-4, you're right. The offense showed up. The pitching showed up outside of 2 performances. We'll talk about the 2 Buxton at-bats that really loses the White Sox the game. And then we'll talk about this 7-game losing streak in a whole, the big losses that stand out and how the White Sox can get off the schneid. But we want to let you know that the best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you'll get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content. And you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free t-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we can help you out. PointsBet is your home for live in-play betting, and it just got even better. Introducing PointsBet's newest feature, the live NBA same-game parlay. For the first time ever, you can build the perfect live NBA same-game parlay only with PointsBet. Combine your favorite bets anytime during the game, and if you want more, who wouldn't want more? You can always boost your live same-game parlays. You can watch live, parlay live, and boost live with PointsBet. Online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And we have a new sponsor, Herb.
More money.
We get to talk about one of our favorite brands here. And they sent us some stuff. I've been able to try this brand out. And, hey, you'll probably see it in action tomorrow because it's Manscaped. Manscaped. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer just for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code SOX20 at manscaped.com. Support for CHGO is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. And it does say family jewels, but I got a fresh razor, and they give you 2 heads. You can wash this, make sure you're hygienic and clean and everything. At first, when I did it on my face, clean shave. So if you're looking for just a face razor as well, this is a fantastic deal for you men.
Box that they sent me 2 razors.
Oh, look at you.
2 different razors, yeah.
There you go. You got
the lawnmower.
The lawnmower, and then you got the straight one. So let's just tell them about the Performance Package 4.0. Is that a lawnmower?
That is a lawnmower.
Look at that.
A lawnmower.
The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, it's a game changer. In this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all of your goodies. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0. The trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say it's the greatest ball trimmer ever. And not only is it a great ball trimmer, I used it on my face fresh out of the box. It's fantastic, friends. Their 4th generation.
Say before or after.
Wait, what do you mean?
Before
I used the first one I used it on was straight clean out of the box on my face. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and also has 400K LED spotlights. You need a more precise shave, and you need to make sure those are skin safe technology because friends, when you're in the shower, everything's wet. It's a very, very sticky and scary situation to be doing those things. You're real close to the family jewels, like we keep mentioning. Because this trimmer is waterproof, you could say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor. You thought that was good, but you want to take your grooming game to the next level. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which reduces nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas, your balls will be thanking you.
Manscaped. And a shirt that says that.
Yes, we do have shirt. We'll wear them on the podcast. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort in boxers to another level. It's time to take care of yourself, so go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code SOX20. Again, get 20% off and free shipping with the code SOX20 at manscaped.com. That is SOX20. 8-2-0. Your balls will thank you, friends.
Yes, it will.
And I this is the time that my mom's going to be like, hey, you know what? Maybe tighten it up a little bit on the Manscaped read. She usually gives me a little bit feedback, Herb. She's like my agent on my reads, so that's going to be a fun text conversation, huh? Anyways, let's talk about Lucas Chialito here. He's back. It's Chio Day. Lucas Chialito had 4 innings pitched in this one, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 9 Ks. What did you see from the big guy out there?
I saw a man that didn't have command and control of his slider. Pretty much shelved it. And I talked about this with Michael Kopech, where he gave up like 25 pitches in the first inning, I think, versus either Tampa Bay or the Mariners. And then it was his most impressive outing because he didn't have his A-plus stuff. That's the stuff you got to deal with. Like old pitchers, and you hear Steve Sohn say this numerous times. Third time you have your A-plus stuff. Third of the time, you're going to have some bad stuff. Most of the time, it's in that middle.
You got something, but something isn't working.
Yeah,
you got
it's
2
in that
things
middle.
and something isn't
and
working.
So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to wilt, or are you going to rise to the challenge? And that's what Lucas did. He said, all right, I got fastball, changeup. I'll throw the occasional curve, but those are the pitches I can get over. Dominant in 4 innings. I know he loaded the bases. I know that he looked like he was struggling a couple times, but God damn it, coming back and giving us 4 innings, 9 strikeouts, 3 of that man who we've just talked about, Byron Buxton. No, there's no punk in Lucas Chialito.
No.
He knows how to pitch. He understands what the batter's trying to do, and he understands what he has in his arsenal. Most of those things are like, hey, here's a fastball upside. If you could hit it, Buxton, do your thing.
Well,
but otherwise, F you. I'm pipping to the mound.
And
I'm pipping to the dugout.
Reaction after he strikes out Buxton for the 3rd time. You said it.
Yes.
I mean, he looks into the Minnesota Twins dugout like, I'm that fucking guy.
Yeah, like, y'all fucked up. I'm back. Just imagine when I get back. And I think it might have to do with something that happened last year with a guy who is currently on the Yankees, where Donaldson said, no more sticky stuff after he hit a home run off of Lucas Chialito. And you remember that game? Lucas stuck it up the Twins after that. And since then, he's like, fuck the Twins. And I can see a couple times, and maybe it was just by happenstance he was looking over to the Twins dugout. But I just saw it. After he struck out a couple guys, he would give a little stare, and then he would pimp off. Maybe he took it personal last year what Josh Donaldson said to him. And it doesn't matter if Josh is not on the team anymore. He wants to stick it up the Twins' ass. And he did it today. He did a great job coming back with not his best stuff. That's the mark of a champion, when you have less than your best and you still go out and do the job.
Byron Buxton had 6 plate appearances today. Do you want to guess what he went in the 3 plate appearances against Lucas Chialito?
I know what he went.
Okay, let me hear it.
He went 0 for 3.
Okay, with 3 Ks, right?
Yes.
What did he do in the 3 other plate appearances?
Was it walk, because we asked for that, home run, and then, let's see, was he do that last? A fucking home run.
Oh, so he was 2 for 2 with a walk. So when he's not facing Lucas Chialito, he strikes out. When he's facing Lucas Chialito, he strikes out all 3 times. When he's facing other guys, 2 for 2 with a walk and 2 home runs.
And
it's a neutralizer.
And the walk was them trying to pitch to him, where Steven Nicholas, our producer, had said, no, walk him. Stop wasting 7 pitches that you otherwise could have, Kendall Graveman. And then just go against Luis Ariz and do what Luis Ariz does, hits the ball on the ground.
And Lucas Chialito, just exactly what you talked about, attacking guys and attacking Byron Buxton, and we saw it on display. Here is Lucas's day. 76 pitches, 49% were fastballs. He threw that 73% or 37% of the time. That was his best pitch today. He got 18 swings on it and got 9 whiffs. 18 times those guys tried to make contact with his fastball, and they swung and got all air. And the 2 stats I want to point out to you guys right here, if you're watching on YouTube, look to that middle-ish column. It's CS plus whiffs. You see 16 called strikes plus whiffs on that 4-seam fastball and 8 on that changeup. That is a called strike whiff percentage over 40% on his just 2 pitches, his 4-seam fastball and changeup. And you talked about him not having a slider, him not having his curveball. He still worked it in. He threw it 20 times today, or 22 times today, his slider and curveball combined. But those, even though they weren't in the zone, even though they weren't getting these great results, that just made the fastball and changeup way more deadly. And if Lucas Giolito goes out and pitches like this, especially with, more stamina built up, and he's not going to have, the rust that he has to shake off in the first inning where he throws 30 pitches, this is ace stuff. I mean, that is 100% ace stuff, and he didn't have two of his pitches today.
Yeah, and that's the mark of a champion. I have no problem. I think you asked me the other day about Lucas Giolito. It's like when he takes the bump, I feel good. I feel no matter what, the White Sox have a great chance to win this game because Lucas is going to go out and shove. And he's smart. He doesn't just force it. I don't have my slider today. Here we go. I'm shelving it, or I'm not going to throw it as much. I have 2 pitches. That's what he did last year. Mm-hmm. When the Boston Red Sox were ganging up on his changeup, shelved it for a little bit, went more slider. Then when he regained his changeup, went back to it. You saw his changeup was filthy today. He had run to the left from the left-handers. I think Nick Gordon is still spinning himself into the ground by swinging at Lucas's changeup there.
He sucks.
Wow.
Nick Gordon's so
Nick
bad,
Gordon.
dude.
He's bad at baseball. We talked about it.
He's so bad at baseball. 4 strikeouts today, and I'm sorry, Nick Gordon, but I mean, I don't understand why guys just don't go up and throw him fastballs the entire time. Just throw fastballs at his shoulders. He cannot hit them.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm sorry.
When he tried to hit a fastball, Lucas threw that changeup, and it was filthy. So, yeah, I don't worry about Lucas. He and Cease, when they're on the bump, I don't worry about them. Not at all. So, it's great to have him back, and that's why I felt good that Gio Day was today. Our stopper, guy was going to stop the losing streak at 6 and say, well, here we go, guys. We're going to march on, have our off day on Monday, beat the Kansas City Royals on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But nope, that did not happen.
All right. Do you want to talk about where the Sox lost this and Aaron Bummer and Liam Hendricks?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, because we got some quotes from Tony La Russa. This is from James Fegan. Let's start off with the Hendricks one, just because I think that we have the quotes for TLR. This will probably start off the conversation. The Bummer thing was more of a mistake, and we'll get to him because he's fine, but he's just, he's pitching to one of the best players in baseball. Tony La Russa on if he considered walking Byron Buxton with first base open ahead of the walk-off homer in the 10th. Yeah, there's an option. Pitch him tough. But the guy on deck, Arise, is hitting 300, and he feasts on fastballs. You give a pitcher a chance to make a pitch. Hendricks tried to bounce a curveball, created runners on second and third. Anytime you load the bases, you better have a significant advantage with the guy on deck because you're playing right into his hands, and the guy on deck is a tough out. We had a better chance to do what Giolito did to him the first couple of times up.
Did you have Chialito pitching? Was Lucas fucking Chialito pitching to Byron Buxton in the 10th inning? Then don't bring the same stuff up. You gotta change when presented with new information. Otherwise, you're just an idiot saying dumb stuff in the postgame. Just dumb as hell.
He mentions the 300 batting average. What do you think Buxton's batting right now?
1,000,000.
400.
He's batting 350 with a 1,300 OPS.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
I don't know why people are sleeping on Byron Buxton. Maybe the White Sox don't know because he's been injured the last couple years.
Well,
he's a fucking MVP candidate. Do not let him beat you. Do not let him beat you. It's infuriating. You play baseball. You have the chance. Like, if you don't want to walk him when it's first and second in that time, I understand. I would not have walked him too. But once you spike that curveball and first base is open, there is nothing that you can do. Not one damn thing you can do that is going to be a good pitching performance there versus Byron Buxton. It's going to be a mistake no matter what. Process over results. The process was fucked. The results sucked. It was terrible. I don't understand why Tony is saying this. Like, you don't have Lucas Giolito. You have a struggling Liam Hendricks.
A hurt Liam Hendricks at that. And this is now Byron Buxton's 60th career game. What he just played in was his 60th career game versus the Chicago White Sox. He now has an OPS over 900. Do you know who does not have an OPS against the White Sox in 60-plus career games? Luis fucking Arise. This guy has a 13-game hitting streak against the White Sox, yes, but he is not. He is not going to take a ball 469 feet up into the third deck because he just saw that pitch in that at-bat. That same pitch that he just turned on and turned it up 469 feet, that was the second pitch he saw on that at-bat.
And, God damn it, I need to calm down because Like it's
We don't want
my
you to calm
blood
down.
pressure is
All right,
going
well,
up.
here. I got you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me expand a little bit more on what I was saying, because the first pitch, Tony mentions it. He tries to throw the curveball. The curveball bounces away from Grandal. It creates second and third. That is the time that all of us were saying, walk this man. They do not. They try to go after him with not one, not two, not three, but 4 straight fastballs. The first one's fouled off, and it's just a little bit below chest high. Then the third one, low, call the ball. The fourth one, high at his head. The fifth one is in exactly the same place where that second one, that first fastball of the 4, was placed. Liam Hendriks gave him the same pitch 4 straight times and gave him the only 2 strikes were in the same exact location. Byron Buxton, who is an MVP candidate, will hit that 469 feet 10 out of 10 times, no matter if it's Liam Hendriks, no matter if it's Lucas Giolito. You have a struggling, injured closer on the mound with 1 pitch. That's going to happen 10 times out of 10.
Let me just ask people who are watching currently on the YouTube stream. So if you're listening to this on Monday, sorry, you're not in this conversation because I can't get the instant feedback. Say the White Sox do the correct thing and walk Byron Buxton after they throw that wild pitch, and Luis Ariz happens to get the walk-off winner there. Would you say, yeah, I'm pissed, but also that was the right move. I'm pissed that they didn't execute the plan. Everybody would say that. They're like, yes, I'm sad that we lost, and Luis Ariz, congratulations, good job walking it off. You would still be pissed because they lost the game and they lost 7 in a row, but you would at least say they did the right thing there in that situation for Byron Buxton. And if a Luis Ariz beats you, you just got to take that. This is why it's so hard, because you don't know. They got a great-ass player, and you're like, I'm just going to pitch him a lot of fucking fastballs, and he's going to murder my pitcher. Like, he hit a 102-mile-per-hour fastball versus, I forgot what the player was. And he made the ballpark look small.
In the 8th inning, 101 miles per hour, top of the zone, exactly where Liam Hendriks threw that pitch. And he turned 101 miles per hour out for a game-winning home run or whatever. I mean, this guy just does that. He is so fast. His athleticism is insane. It's just this quick, strong package that can turn around like nothing. I mean, the fluidity of Byron Buxton is insane, and you saw it right there on that pitch, and you saw it already earlier in the season, like you were saying, 101, and he takes it dead center. I mean, this guy is absurd, and I know the White Sox haven't seen him like they've seen Jose Ramirez, but the smart decision there is to walk him, and have Ariz come up, because at worst, it's a sac fly. Or at best, I guess it's a sac fly. And then you have a tie game, and you're going into the 11th inning. Yeah. I don't understand this. Maybe you get a double play. Maybe you get a sac fly. But even if it's a sac fly, it's just first and second with 2 outs. That's way easier than you know.
And on that quote that Tony said, if Tony would have said, you know what, I don't like loading the bases because it puts the pitcher in a bind, it puts the catcher in a bind because of any wild pitch. Now that runner from third gets to come in, or if you hit the batter, the runner from third gets to come in. I would have said, I don't agree with you, but that is a sound reason why you didn't want to have bases loaded. The reason he gave was trash. You go.
Well, and here's the thing,
Let me just say this. Who would you rather have in your lineup? Byron Buxton or Luis Ariz? If any of you said Luis Ariz, you're wrong. You would rather have Byron Buxton, even with the injury history, even with it, because he's a damn supernova. He's a great player, and stop letting great players beat you. Let that average player, Luis Ariz, who kills the White Sox, beat you again. I don't care. Let him beat you. Stop letting great people beat you. It's like going against the Angels. And yeah, they have multiple players, but let Jared Walsh beat you, or whatever his name is. Don't let Mike Trout beat you. Don't let Ohtani beat you. Even though he's great and he's an all-star, let Anthony Rendon beat you over those two. Come on now.
And that's the thing too. It's not like it's you're
and we're
passing
see
up
him
the
this
opportunity
weekend too, so it's apropos.
And it's not like an opportunity where it's like Mike Trout's at the deck, and then it's Ohtani, where it's a left-hander who kills fastballs as well. Like, you are going to Luis Ariz, who has an average above 300, but he doesn't have the slugging percentage Byron Buxton does, because he can't hit the ball, again, 469 feet like he did. And let's just go back to some of the decisions to walk a guy, to intentionally walk Barry Bonds when the bases are loaded, right? Those decisions have usually worked out for people in those chances. The time I'm thinking of, the Diamondbacks versus the Giants, they walk Barry Bonds. It makes it an 8-7 game, I think, and then the next liner is lined out right to the right fielder. Game over. The ball was hit hard, but it was right at a defender. Game over. You'd rather have Matt fucking Williams, whoever was behind him, beat you than Barry Bonds. Like, I don't understand the thought process here. And then Tony also on Liam Hendriks said that Hendriks has some back tightness. We checked on him and said he was good.
No,
He'll
you
get
didn't.
treated and get the rest tomorrow.
You
He
didn't
felt a
check
little
on him.
something, but said he was good to go.
Did anybody see? I saw on the camera they had Ethan Katz and the trainer on the top step and then going back and retreating to the dugout. They didn't go on and check on him. If they would have went out in the field and Liam would have shoot him away and said, I'm good, and threw a couple pitches and they were satisfied with that, cool. But that's bullshit. They checked on him after the game, not before he gave up that rocket home run.
Not to mention, we saw him grimacing several times on pitches after that.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just that one.
No, and then he limps off the field. He limped off the field.
We have TVs, guys. They're in 4K. And you don't have to lie to us.
Tony,
we're adults.
And Tony in this answer, too, like the idea of, let me just make sure I'm quoting him correctly, but it's Hendriks tried to bounce a curveball right there. You give a pitcher a chance to make a pitch. He tried to make a pitch. He tried to make that curveball to get it over the plate to either get a swing or to get a called strike. Hendriks could not locate that pitch at all. So you are going up against one of the best, one of the hottest hitters in Major League Baseball right now, going up with one fucking pitch. That is a brutal call. There is no reason why Byron Buxton should have taken that plate appearance today. You should have walked him. You should have sent him to first base, and we should have seen what Luis Ariz could have done because we know what Byron Buxton did, and it's brutal. Let's talk about this bummer at bat, too, that made it 3-3. Buxton hit 2 home runs today. Like we said, he went completely opposite field, the only person to ever do that off Aaron Bummer as a right-handed hitter. And this is the first, we can just do this. We can skip the Godoy at bat. So this is Aaron Bummer pitching to Byron Buxton, and this is the pitch sequence. So he starts off, he gets a called strike with a sinker, and he's pitching him completely away, as you could see right there. So that is Buxton batting right-handed. He's pitching on the outside corner. He gets 2 strikes, boom, boom, called strike, swinging strike on the outside corner. You have Buxton 0-2, and then he goes sinker, slider, slider. And as you can see, that sinker makes it 1-2 completely off the plate. Then that slider completely off the plate. And it's 2-2 right there. Yep. So this is a huge pitch. You can't go 3-2 to Buxton here. He goes slider, and he's not able to get it anywhere close near the plate. And that's the biggest thing because you see the swing that Buxton then puts on that sinker that's near because he knows that he's pitching him outside, and he knows that he doesn't have the feel for the slider right here.
Exactly.
So you know what's coming. It's the same thing that happens with Hendriks. You narrow him down to one pitch, boom.
Yeah, and Buxton probably knows that Aaron Bummer is a back foot slider guy to him. He would go across the plate to him or get him on the inside. Like the fact that he couldn't get it and it didn't even come close to the outside of the plate. He's like, he's not throwing that slider 3-2. I'm sitting fastball, and if he throws it in the outside, I'm ready to tank it out to the right field. And he murdered that pitch. Murdered it. And what was the exit velocity on that home run by Byron Buxton on the Bummer at bat?
Buxton on Hendriks was 111.8, and the one on Buxton
You got it right here. It's 102.6.
102.6.
Oh, great station, too.
So 102.6 and 111.2 are the home runs that Buxton hits. And David Snyder asking, look like the Sox are playing like the Cubs. Didn't the Cubs just put up 21 runs in a game? Where the hell has that been for the Sox?
I wish the Sox were playing like the Cubs.
We didn't put that up this entire road trip.
Ugh.
What's that?
We didn't put 21 runs up this entire road trip.
No.
Is that true?
That's true.
So
No, the whole road trip, it was the Cleveland game 1, Cleveland game 1, Cleveland game 3,
right?
Then the Minnesota, what is it?
Minnesota!
What was the first Minnesota game?
1.
Minnesota!
So 3, 6, 8, 4, 12. 12 runs. 12 runs in 6 games. That's your Chicago White Sox offense. And then the 3, so it's 15 runs in 7 games. Right?
Ungood. That is very ungood.
Maybe I'm doing my math wrong. Why are we doing math?
I mean, if you get 3 more,
15 in 7 games. 15 runs in 7 games.
And then if you add the whole Rays series, and still there's 3 in those, they still didn't get it, right?
No, they got it there.
21.
So 21 runs in their last 9 games.
9 times.
9 games, 21 runs. Jesus fucking Christ. If you enjoy CHGO, one way to help us out and to continue to grow is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. Not only are you going to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000, but if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we will help you out. And in case you missed it, online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. You'll be signing up with the fastest sportsbook, easier than ever, so you can start living your bet life in seconds. We lived our bet life earlier. Tim Anderson to record 2+ bases. He did that with 1 swing of the bat, with 1 pitch. So live your bet life with PointsBet. What are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. We also mentioned, too, if you make that first-time deposit of $50 or more, using the code CHGO, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content. That web content being the premium written articles put out by Jared Willis on the CHGO Cubs and White Sox beat, Ryan Herrera of the CHGO Cubs beat, and our member that is currently not with us right now, Vinny Duber of the CHGO White Sox beat. Shout out to Vinny. But if you want premium access to that content, this is a fast. What's that?
I envy Vinny.
I do too.
Was out on vacation in Denver, gorgeous, the Sunshine State, and enjoying time. Very few got that one.
Have a tiki drink, Sunshine State, isn't that? Oh no, I think it's
nope.
Is that a weed thing?
No. Oh. I hope some of the commenters get that reference.
KC in the Sunshine?
No, it's a. You ever see the movie Old School?
Oh no.
When Mitch was drunk at the wedding, he's talking to the girl they eventually goes out with. It's like, Denver, gorgeous, the Sunshine State.
And you'll also get a free shirt using the code CHGO when you make a first deposit of $50 or more. And those shirts fit to size and are as comfy as hell. So you don't have to go streaking like they did in Old School. That's the only reference I know. All right, Herb, what's the biggest? Is this the hurt that the loss that hurts the most? I was going to say hurt that lost the most. The loss that hurts the most out of this 7-game losing streak?
Yes, because I hate the Minnesota Twins most. Them and the Royals are, back and forth, but the Twins fans are jerks. Minnesota's jerks. Yeah, this one hurts the most because we got swept by the Twins, who I don't believe are better than us. They're throwing garbage. Literally, they threw Chris Archer out there. Chris Archer is starting for the Minnesota Twins. We could have got to him more than we did, but bad base running, bad sins. Not bad base running because Jose did great there, but Chris Archer, Dylan Bundy. Like, if somebody who's filthy beats you, if they get Chris Paddock all figured out and he becomes the guy that he was his rookie year, you can tip the cap to him. But when you have bums go out there and grab dubs against your team, and when it happens because you challenge their best player, when their second best player is not even playing in the game, and think about that too, when Carlos Correa, who's going to leave Minnesota immediately when he gets a chance after this season, gets a chance to hit 35 bombs himself, yeah, it's going to be really painful for the White Sox. And we started off in our division. We won versus Detroit, 2 out of 3. Now we get swept by the Guardians and the Twins. So I'm not looking forward to those Royals. They beat us more times than we beat them last year. You know how they're pesky. So, yeah, this is going to be a tough week, friends.
White Sox now 6-9, third in the division, tied with the Detroit Tigers.
Jesus Shuttlesworth also hates the Twins.
Games back. Who doesn't hate the Twins? Aren't they the most annoying team in the AL Central? I always thought it was the Royals, but I think the true answer is the Twins.
I think the Royals are more annoying to me because no matter whether they're good or bad, they're always going to give the White Sox a challenge. Twins, it's more that they're supposed to be good. Sometimes they suck, and then they go to the playoffs and take a quick exit. And then they get their players back, and then they battle versus you. Like, we weren't looking for the Twins to battle versus the White Sox, but this year it might happen. Them and the Guardians are right now in the lead, and I don't know if the White Sox are ready for this AL Central, if they thought that was going to be given to them. The White Sox Talk, I know it's not there, the White Sox Talk podcast and the White Sox Talk Twitter's like, oh, when's the rest of the AL Central going to show up? They showed up.
And they deleted
They're
that
here.
tweet.
They're here currently.
Yeah, and they kicked your ass. They just kicked your ass the past 6 games. I mean, and now you got to see if they're going to kick your ass for the next 9 because, like we mentioned, the Kansas City Royals are coming into town. Keuchel versus Lynch, Cease versus Greinke, Kopech versus Keller are your pitching matchups on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
I like Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, Cease and Kopech.
Tuesday's tough. Tuesday's real tough.
I think Lynch is a left-hander, so the White Sox have still been hitting left-handers better than they have right-handers. So
I'm not worried about them pitching. I'm worried about our pitching there. Dallas Keuchel.
So here's the thing. 14 hard hits today in this ballgame. Again, hard hits are defined 95 miles per hour off the bat, exit velocity. 14 hard hits. The White Sox are still hitting the goddamn hell out of the ball. It's just not turning into runs. 4 runs is... It's baffling, and I don't know what they need to do more. Is it walks? Is it hits?
Yes.
They tied the Twins today, I think, with hits. So it's like, the hits are coming. It's just they need to clog the bases a little bit more. It really feels like the only time they've had pressure in the past couple 6 games was that Andrew Vaughn play where they end up sending Jose Abreu.
Yeah, and I liked Yasmani hitting third. I wish he had more of a patient eye. Gets on base. He's only on base, I think, is like 170. He always starts off bad with the batting average, but you see that, like, on base being like 200 points difference. Is like on base at 370. This year, I think it's only 170. So he's not Yasmani Grandal yet. I have faith that he will eventually get the walks that he usually draws, and that's why I like him in the third spot in front of Jose Abreu. I have faith that this offense is going to break out in a big way, but in the interim, they're just playing dumb baseball too. You can lose games because the other team's better than you, but they're losing games because they're losing them. The White Sox are losing the games, not the other team.
And it's another error today for the White Sox by their pitchers. So this is from Jeremy Frank at MLB Random Stats. Most errors by a team's position group in 2022, 7 by the White Sox shortstop, 5 by the White Sox pitchers. And Tony mentioned it too. Hendricks tried to throw a curveball on the first pitch of that at bat to Buxton. It bounces. Runners go from first to second or second to third. And Grandal was good that game, blocking for the most part. That was his worst moment catching. And you mentioned him trying to get into the swing of things. It looked good, that last at bat that he had that ends up giving the White Sox the lead heading into the 10th inning. So that was nice to see from Grandal. But his stats do look eerily similar to what they started off last year at. So I would say that I'm not too worried about Grandal and his performance just yet, because we know that any point he just might turn into an absolute terminator of a hitter. And I think that, the swings are still there. We saw that in his final at bat.
Yeah, and he'll be fine eventually. I don't worry too tough about Yasmani Grandal. And, of course, we're getting Yoan Moncada back eventually. He was practicing a little bit. I saw the trainer out there with Luis Robert running a little bit. He should be back for Tuesday's game. So the cavalry's coming. We have one of our MVP candidates back. He hasn't acted as such yet, but I think Luis Robert will still have a solid year.
And let's not forget the first couple of games. I mean, he was an MVP candidate in the first couple of games. He still led the league, I think, in steals and home runs in the first couple of games.
He can still get my 30-30.
But still, yeah. He still might get 30-30. He still might get 40-40 if it gets real hot.
Yeah, that's all I was looking forward to. All I can hope for is that what we started off the show. They feel like getting back the reserves of the people who are injured will bolster the squad, and they start acting as if. They start acting as if they're the best team in the AL Central. Start acting as if they're one of the best teams in the American League. Because so far, no, not at all. I've been very, very disappointed with the White Sox effort, and the results haven't been there either. Like, when they were 6-3, I was like, they're doing things wrong.
Yeah, well,
we're winning 2 out of 3. And I said, it's like, we're winning these series. We won 3 series versus some of the best teams in the American League, and the Mariners and the Rays, and we're not even playing our best ball, so we can wait till we play our best ball. We're going to shoot through the moon. But that hasn't happened yet, and hopefully the trip back from Minnesota is a reflective one, saying, hey, we lost those games. There's nothing we can do about it. What we can do in the future is make sure that we cut down on the mental mistakes. We can do in the future is make sure that we hit the cutoff man. We execute our plan. We don't send runners when they're slow of foot to home so they can get thrown out for the 7th time. Now, all those things. The whole team is slumping. Managers, players, general manager,
They don't know how to run into fucking first base, too. We see another situation with Leary today. He hits a ball into the infield. He tries to beat it out at first, and he's grimacing because he's lunging into first base. Like, it seems like the only team that has taught their players to lunge into the bag at first base is the Chicago White Sox. We talked about this with Luis Robert. He hurts himself in the final game of the Cleveland series, and he misses the entire Minnesota series. We see it with Eloy, and now he's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks injuries, and we're like, oh, well, maybe they're just young guys. They're just trying to, hustle through the base, and maybe they just haven't learned how to fully use their athleticism. And then here comes Leary Garcia, the most tenured player in White Sox history right now. I don't know why I said history, but right now, active current White Sox player, and he's doing the same shit. I mean, this is a guy that has been in the organization for 11 years, and he's lunging into first base. That is just how your starting left fielder got hurt. That is just how your starting center fielder got hurt. Quit doing dumb crap. There was a play by Gavin Sheets as well. He tried to throw the ball in yesterday, and Byron Buxton ends up taking another bag when it was unnecessary. I mean, like,
he threw it the first.
Right.
Like, I don't care if you haven't played the outfield before. Understand who just hit you the ball and where he's going. Like, throw it to second. If he goes to second and he beats your throw, cool. But you threw it to first. That was an easy double for Byron Buxton because of the idiocy.
Yeah, this game was very, very maddening, and I thought that this was the game the White Sox would get off the offensive schneid because they were facing Chris Archer. They kind of did, but not really. Tuesday is the game that they should get off the real schneid. They're facing Daniel Lynch. 8 1/3 for Daniel Lynch in his 3 starts against the White Sox. 15 earned runs, 4 home runs, 6 walks, and 10 Ks. The White Sox have hit Daniel Lynch before, and they will need to hit him again on Tuesday. Tomorrow, we'll have a show. It'll be me and Herb. We're going to have some fun stuff with some Discord people, so make sure if you are a Discord member in the CHGO Lounge that you're checking your DMs because I have reached out to somebody. We're going to do a little fun bit with Herb tomorrow. We might be also taking some questions in the Discord as well, so if you want to become a member, go to allchgo.com, become a member, sign up. You'll get exclusive access to our premium written content. You'll get a free shirt when you become a member, and you'll get access into the CHGO Lounge where we're going to be including you on the CHGO White Sox podcast.
And tomorrow's show, like Sean was talking about, it's a trivia contest. If you beat me, I'll buy you a shirt. On top of the other free shirt you already got, I'll give you a shirt. That's your prize for beating me. I'm not that smart. Come on through, though. See if you can win.
It'll be 3 questions. I'll set them up, and we'll have, 3 questions for each of you. And if you'll win the most out of the 3, you'll win Herb's prize, which is a shirt, a CHGO shirt
of your choosing. Yes. So go into the CHGO locker room right now, find the shirt that you want, put it down in your memory, get ready for your address in my DMs, and then get your hopes crushed because I beat you badly. In trivia.
3-0.
Badly.
We are live tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. That podcast will post right away after, and we'll have this podcast posted right after we're done as well. I'm going to put this podcast up so you people can enjoy it on your drive into work tomorrow. There is also one final question from Ravi here. Is there a Cubs post too? There will be. It is Brendan and Corey. I'm not sure if it's audio only or if it will be live, but the Cubs-related boys, now of the CHGO Cubs podcast, Corey and Brendan Miller of the CHGO Cubs podcast, will be doing a remote podcast. So it will not be live, but it will be posting for you CHGO Cubs listeners in your podcast feed then. So thank you to everybody for joining us for this therapy session of the Sox losing their 7th straight game. Shout out to Alex, Steve, Connor, Ravi, D-Chan, Jesus, Adam, Michael, Jacob, Marcelo, Markello, Rex, any of the people that are in the chat. We appreciate your support. For Herb Lawrence, you can follow him on Twitter at AcknerWall23. You can follow the show on Twitter at CHGO_White Sox. Thank you to Stephen Nicholas for your great production. And thank you to Fleetwood Mac for their 1979 album Tusk. We will see you tomorrow, and go Sox.